Greetings and salutations on a Sunday night. What is up, brother? How you doing?
Now they're in paradise. How you doing?
Deep dramatic. Nice little pause there. I'm just like, am I on?
Mm.
Am I on mute? That's where you're just like, I can't hear you.
How you doing?
Not too bad. Work weeks ahead. It's kind of one of those things. It's the end of the weekend. I really wish I was having the opportunity to just go back to sleep and sleep in tomorrow morning, but that's not going to happen. Kids got to go to school. I got to go to work.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be up all night with the kid again. I don't know. Maybe.
Hmm. Hopefully
Yeah,
not,
he
because
has been sleeping through the night. All right.
that little guy's getting to the point to where, though, he's at least giving you a good 6 hours a night, right? He's about
More
that
like
point,
4 or 5.
4 or 5. That's close. That's not. I mean, it's what, about the 1 year mark where they start to kind of sleep for 6-7 hours, that kind of
It's
time. Is
about
that
the
what it
one
was?
year mark. Yeah.
It's been a while,
Right
dude.
now it's a mixture of him growing like a brick, you know what,
Like a cinder block?
and
Like a cinder.
yeah,
Just
and teething. Right. So it's like a combo.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's understandable at the same time
It's a
too.
valid excuse. I'll give him that.
Hey, look at this guy every single time. Good to see you, brother.
How are you, man?
Well, on that note, let's go and get this little party started. What do you say?
Let's get it going.
I think this is a first, though. I mean, we're actually early. And on our new night. That's how good Sunday nights are for us, guys. We're early for once.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
mean,
like it.
how many times have we are late more often than we're ever on time, and I don't know if I can ever count a number of times we've been early except on one hand. I mean, I don't even know if it's maybe more than twice, maybe 3 times,
I mean, it's
depends.
not like we don't have a good excuse. At least I do. I don't know about I don't know about you, but
I mean, there's
I'll pull out
definitely
I'll pull out all
always an
4 of the
excuse.
B cards right now.
I mean, there's all kinds of excuses I know we could come up with, but it's very odd when we actually have the time to go live early. Usually you're coming back from, we just finished dinner, hold on, I got a baby here crying on one side, and I got to, get the kids ready on the other, and then I'm wheeling my ass in here cuz I broke my leg, and I'm trying to get ready for X, Y, and Z, or I've got like a cat screaming on the other side too, or my daughter's getting ready for school the next day. It's always something. And that's why I think Monday nights not being it is kind of helpful, because you're not already running behind from the day. Sundays is just a little bit more like, wow, I actually got some shit done today. Maybe
Right.
it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I don't know. At
We're
any
having a
rate,
pretty good talk over on Instagram just now about the gloves. It's got me thinking.
I mean, to me, in my mind, I think a sticky finger, like kind of like almost like the kinds of things that they used to have for receptionists and whatnot, those little thumbs, those plastic
Oh
thumbs
yeah,
where you
for
would
money, yeah.
yeah. It almost feels like you should have like white gloves with like that, like wrapped into the very tip of it. So that way you can use that to just lightly like touch it and move it over.
I mean,
And
or
then
people could just
rest
wash their
pulls it off.
freaking hands.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, too, the problem isn't so much just even washing hands, it's not touching anything else, right? Because a lot of people will then, I mean, just think back to COVID, right? Like how many times a person touches their face just in a 15-minute span, let alone, somewhere else on their body, runs their finger through their hair. It's like, I wonder what we're going to do with that. Oh my God, wash my hands again. Oh God, I'm tired. Oh, wash my hands again.
Well, if you do it
It's
with a glove, it's like
Well, with a glove, though, it's also still foreign enough that you're just like, I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, I got a glove on. At least it's something to
yeah.
remind yourself. I don't know. Regardless, I mean, I definitely see the merits in thereof in the different backs and forth. But yeah, yeah, we shall see. We shall see. we definitely had a hot button subject get proposed to us there at the very end, but I'll wait and see if anybody else shows up first before we even start delving into that. Um, but yeah, for all other intents and purposes, gloves, I think I have gloves. I mean, but I don't have any glove. I don't have any
I use them on like very
glove worthy
specific
books.
books, you know?
I don't have glove worthy books, right? Yeah, it's kind of like to me, I've always thought of it as I could really screw this up. And yes, I've definitely done them with black covers. I remember when I sold my Something is Killing the Children 9.8 contender all day, perfect book, and it was because I'd use gloves with it, right? Because it is so freaking black. Just not as black as some other books that are older. Don't get me wrong, it's made of a nicer card stock, so it should get that 9.8. But I remember showing that book when I was doing the sale, and I had the gloves on because I was hyper paranoid the entire time about getting a smudge on it because it's just so hard
Right.
to lift those things off sometimes without, you know, making it
Especially
making it
some of the
worse.
Comic Con exclusives. I know those half the time they're not given with the bag and board anyways, you know?
Yeah, and you can just see when they're handed right back. you, you get the thumbprint right at the top of the book, and just like, uh, yeah, every single time, dude. Nope, I feel it every single time. So yeah, I see the merits in thereof, but at the same time too, like you said, I can see where it causes as much headache as anything else. Oh, can't get grace on your books if you don't read your books. That's very true. But unfortunately, I'm a reader. Theo, obviously, I know, especially for his eras and his likes. I know he's definitely there too. But I'm most of the books I had were because I read them. Most, not all, but most. I
I
don't
mean,
know. What
who's
about
gonna
you?
read it with a glove on, you know? I don't know.
Or get a nap. Let's be honest too, right? Like if you're really interested in just getting the story and the comic doesn't mean as much to you as the story does, there's an app for that. Go get it. You know, it's one of those things. But at the same time too, I am a reader of my books. So yeah, I would definitely miss it. I'm a Stanley, you know, student of thought in that aspect. So books are meant to be held in your hands like boobs. You know, a lot better in person than it is, when they're they're right here, when they're on a screen or they're through some plastic case. So you know how that goes. Fetch me my reading glasses into
I'm
the
often I'm
West.
often I'm often on the fence when it comes to grading.
Well, I mean, it's
Like, 'cause I
it's
understand the preservation aspect, but like most of my PC is raw, so
yeah, right. It's kind of it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag because we grew up with the desire to constantly read these things too, right? Like for you, I know you didn't get the chance. You wanted to, you weren't allowed to. So it's one of those things like you don't get comic books, It's no, now that you're an adult, you get to. There's that aspect to it. For me, it's me remembering it, and that's how I always interacted with comics. So for me, it's kind of not that I'm anti-slab, but I don't have many. I only have slabs if I have to, like if that's the only way for me to get the book at a decent price because some people just sell raws like they are 9.8s. If you're selling me a raw like it is a 9.8, I'm going to buy a slab version of the 9.8. So at least I'm sure, right? That's my that's the time where Phil will actually get a slab.
well, that's how it goes with like most bigger books too nowadays. It's just not worth the risk, you know?
No, no, it's not unless you're getting a really good price on it that it's almost worth the gamble. Does that make sense? Right? Where it's kind of like it could be an $800 book if it's really at that grade, but somebody's willing to sell it for 350. Maybe it's worth the gamble. It looks like it from the pictures and the video that's sent, like it's going to be close or whatever it may be. I may debate it. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, if I'm buying online, especially from somebody I don't know, which is very seldom at this point of the game, let's be honest. We usually all know the kinds of people we're normally buying from almost nowadays. Maybe not, but I do. Um, I just can't bring myself to take that kind of risk if it's not slabbed. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Not if I don't know you.
It
If
just
I do
doesn't
know
make
you,
it just doesn't make sense though, you know?
no, no.
It's like
I
I don't know. Unless you really trust the seller, you know they're checking for resto, staples, etc. I mean,
And it's the age of
stuff.
the book too. If it's modern, not as super worried. The picture usually can tell enough, but you know how that goes. What's up, Tech? Good to see you. But no, for all other intents and purposes, I'm definitely still a raw guy, 100%.
Yeah, I think I am too. Unless it's like, I think I prefer slab when it comes to like signatures. And like I said, like an extremely high grade book that I want to keep that way.
I get it.
Don't get me wrong, I love my leg Gerber top loader, but it isn't fully protected that way.
No, 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 no. There's not any, and nothing's 100% foolproof. I mean, a CGC slab's not going to stop you from a fire. There's different, there's,
It definitely won't stop a bullet,
or yeah, there's definitely things that could do it. You know, and
bro.
meteorite.
We got we got to do a field range test one day.
That would be fun, actually. But yeah,
Slabs, packages, you know.
see which one shatters more.
Yeah, you know, like, all right, next up, I got this dollar bin full of comics. Let's see if the dollar bin short box can
How
stop
many
this
how
old
many
honky
books
stuff.
deep can it go through? You know,
Yeah.
how many books deep? Oh man, it made it through 80 books. But yeah, no. But so question for you, Theo, something I've been wondering about and a couple people I've heard talking about and something I was thinking about. Um, we're getting to the point to where we've got Superman now in the new DC universe.
That's not
Who should
Superman.
be we're moving past that. It's already
That-
happened. You don't get to
That's like
really get your pick
Superman's
anymore.
cousin, you know?
You sound like the guy that was complaining about Michael Keaton being
It looks
Batman,
like
you know, on
Superman's
TV.
son. That's who it looks like.
Anyways, moving on. Okay. My point is this is a moot topic. The movie's coming out and you're gonna go see it. So you can bitch all you want. You're
Of
gonna
course,
see
I'm
it.
gonna go see it.
So, anyways, with Superman coming, the next part of that entire dynasty of DC is Batman. Who do you think would be a great Batman?
I mean, I want Jack Reacher, but more than likely, they're gonna get somebody that's like the guy that's playing Superman, just a goober, you know.
I mean, who would you want? Who would you want? I
That's who
mean,
I
I
want.
get it.
That's who I'd want.
So okay, all right, all right, all
Yeah,
right, all right,
hundred
all right.
percent. And I don't know about this one, bro. I don't know about that statement, dude. Rumor
But
has it they've been ruining comics and people's walls. That's
oh,
rumor
that's yeah,
has
that's
it.
that's that's a different thing. But and we'll
Yeah,
get
yeah,
and we'll
yeah.
get to
Comic
that.
capsule. I don't know about all them apples, bro.
We'll definitely get to
Yeah, the only
that.
thing I recommend to anyone is blue tape, my light Gerber, and a top loader. You're welcome.
I like BCW, no tape, doesn't fuck up anything. But I think Alan Richardson would be good. But I think you know who'd be a fantastic
Hmm.
Batman because he's supposed to be an older Batman. It's not going to be a young guy. This is an older Batman that's supposed to have because I mean this is about him and his son now. I think James Gunn could totally turn around everybody's opinion and cast Henry Cavill as Batman. He's dark, he's brooding, he's got the deep voice, he's big
There's
as
no way.
hell. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, why can't
There.
he though? Why can't he, Theo? You've seen him as Wolverine. You've seen him in The Witcher. I don't know if you've ever watched The Witcher, but Henry Cavill is a whole other different character to Superman in The Witcher. Very deep voice. Everything's fuck you. You know, I mean, he is 100. And let's think about too the James Gunn versus our Snyderverse counterparts. That Superman was he never wanted to be Superman. He accepted it unwillingly. But he was just basically made to be put into the role. He's much more brooding. You know, he is definitely a lot more. I could see, I could see them, I could see DC fixing their problems because it would bring the Snyderverse people back. They get to see their Dark Knight being a guy that they've loved and adored. I could see less people having a problem with the DC future state if they were to actually cast Henry Cavill as Batman in this new future state. I don't know. Just thinking about that.
It would be a curveball.
Well, I mean, at the same time, too, I don't know. I think Josh Brolin would be interesting 100%, but I think he would be too old. He's like, to me, Josh Brolin now at this point is more of the Batman Beyond. Like the Terry McGinnis kind of like we're getting to that age point where we're kind of like, all right, that's gonna be the
He would have been a
Batman
good
that's handing
Batman,
it off.
Bruce Wayne, Batman Beyond. Yeah,
Yeah, I think he would be great for that. I still want Michael Keaton for it, but I think he would be great for that. I mean, granted, they put
Michael
Michael
Keaton's
Keaton in the
definitely
Flash
too old
movie.
now
Well, they put Michael Keaton in the Flash movie because he was supposed to have been in the Batman Beyond movie, but they axed it. Warner Brothers was given
because they
the
suck.
treatment. Well, it's because Warner Brothers is an a-hole. But yeah, I think I do think Cavill would be a very interesting curveball to throw in at James
I mean,
Gunn.
it'd be like Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom, kind
Why
of.
not? We're seeing these twists and these turns, but
Yeah.
at the same time, too, I mean, like, and James, if you're listening, I will 100% happily take credit, in the movie if you want. But I think it would be a great idea if it actually he could be a
And
lot of
I'm
different
gonna go
things.
ahead and say it. If you are listening, um, whatever it took, you probably should just stay with Marvel, and you'd be still killing it. That's
I
all I
don't
gotta
know.
say. Whatever it took. I don't
Uh,
know what happened. I don't know the money or pride or whatever.
it was because they fired him, and then he
Why?
left, and he came back to finish Guardians of the
Why'd they
Galaxy
fire him the first time again? Remind me.
because he was making fun of Republicans and mentioning rude
So he's
things. It was
being
during
an
the
idiot.
cancel culture. It was during the cancel culture time. They went
Oh,
back
right,
in
right.
his they went back in his tweets. It's
Yeah.
all
So
it's all about Twitter, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was
It's
one of the
always
few
Twitter.
people that couldn't bite his tongue. Yeah, got it.
It's always Twitter. Never people just don't tweet, okay? It doesn't matter what other social platform you use, they're looking for tweets.
And
I
then he
don't know if
came
they're looking
back,
for
and then what
Facebook
happened? Then he
posts.
decided to leave, right, on his own.
No, then he went and did Suicide Squad 2 for DC, right? And that's when they were just kind of like, well, this wasn't really they went back on the Johnny Depp thing. They went back on everything else. They're kind of
I
like,
kind of agree
everybody's
with that.
overreacting.
James Gunn messed that up. Okay,
Yeah.
that's on him.
But I do feel like, yeah, they will absolutely cast Cavill if Marvel can cast RDJ as Doom, 100%. I feel like that would be a much easier thing. And at the same time, too, though, Theo, I mean, let's be honest, Marvel was going down even when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out. Right? You had Ant-Man 2 Ant-Man 3 Quantumania came out before Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We had we had we had all those
Yeah, I don't
Disney
know.
Plus
Well, it's
shows.
funny. I just had this kind of talk with my kids yesterday. I always felt like that's a ship that you might, I've always been the mindset, right? If it's a company, it's a sinking ship. You probably want to jump.
Mhm.
However, it depends what ship it is.
Well,
It's also a company that's notorious, right? Check this out. It's notorious throughout history for hitting new highs, going low, and when you're about to count that company out, they come out with something else that totally takes over the industry.
oh yeah. No,
They've
you
done
you
it
can't.
countless amount of times in history. It's proven.
No, I'm
Um,
not saying anybody
you
can
could,
count Disney out. No, no,
I
no,
just
no.
would never count that mouse out.
No, I never would either. But I can
Ever.
say
No matter how
until
low they go, bro.
this one good movie isn't going to save the Marvel
It's
Cinematic
not gonna
Universe.
be, it's gonna be a franchise, it's gonna be what's coming.
It's gonna have to be something
Just
completely
just
new.
like it's kind of crazy. When I was talking about my kids though, it's insane when you think about Disney, right? They started off as like a small animation project, come on Fantasia, you come out with all these little hits, right?
Well, I mean,
Uh,
Steamboat Willie,
Well, I'm
Snow
saying
White,
Steamboat
things like
Willie,
that.
all
The
that
old
stuff
stuff. Yeah.
kind of got right, and then kind of dissipated a little bit, right? Then what happens?
Snow White, Bambi. I mean,
I
then
mean,
there's fancy then
basically
there's the '80s, like,
our childhood,
well, like The Lion
Aladdin,
King
Little Mermaid,
and
everything
yeah,
else, right? Like, dude, it's like that's
yeah,
it, it's done.
The
Then they
Vault.
go away, they go away a little bit. Then what happens? They buy Pixar. All this Pixar stuff comes out. Go away for a little bit. Then what happens? Buy Marvel, MCU. I don't even. We don't even need to talk about that.
Yeah, and there's well, I mean, at the same time too,
Now
but
they're
then
in
there was
another
Star
dip.
Wars.
That's my point, though. But yeah, they got Star Wars. Now they're in like another dip. I just think. I
Again,
just think whatever's about to come, they're about to just take over again.
but but that's still 4 or
I
5
have a
years
lot of
away
faith
because
in the X Men.
you've gotta get through Secret Wars. Yeah, but Theo, the X-Men still are 5 to 7 years away. Let's be honest. I mean, be realistic. You don't want how long are you going to wait for that? You know what? I'm going to give you a promotion, Theo, but you got to
As
wait
long
8 more years.
as
You
long
got
as
to
I
wait 8
waited
more
for
years.
Hugh Jackman to put on a yellow and blue fucking suit, that I'll wait that long.
Well, I
And it'll
mean,
be worth
is
it, just
James
like we
forced
saw.
to? But I mean, he
Just
has to
like we
live through
saw, it'll be
all
worth
those
it.
bad movies, all those bad movies. He has to live through that when he could get his own universe with DC and more money than what Disney was going to pay him. Dude, you're going to take more money. And at the same time, too, you love Batman.
I do love Batman.
You would give your right nut to
It's the
make a
only guy I
Batman
said I would
movie.
leave for. Yeah.
This let's just be honest. You would drop a testicle right now to go make a Batman movie. Okay. You
He's the
know
only
that.
superhero that could make me leave
But
Marvel, yeah.
he would but at the same time too,
And he's
you
not
get
even
given
super.
not just
He's just a hero.
Batman, he gives you the whole Justice League, the whole every you can do whatever you want with everybody just because they're associated with Batman. As opposed to just having the Guardians of the Galaxy over at Marvel and not even knowing where they're going to be at the end of Secret Wars and them themselves not even wanting to do any more movies after that. Shit. DC looks pretty good. I'd go too. I would. And you know what? Marvel would take it if he
I
actually
mean, you have
does
nowhere
2
else to
good
go
movies.
except up when you're at DC. That's my point. The bar, there's no bar.
No. What's he gonna do? Fail harder? I mean, let's think. I mean, let's think about it. What could be so bad that Warner Brothers already hasn't sold everything to every other freaking streamer besides HBO? They don't even want to keep it on HBO anymore. Why? Because they're so cash poor. They're selling Warner Brothers to and not Warner Brothers, they're selling DC to Tubi, just so they can make some money. It's freaking ridiculous what's happened to DC. So in my mind, I've heard great things about Creature Commandos, still not seen it. I need to do that. I don't know if you finally got to binge it or not,
I haven't.
but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because I've heard a lot of good things about Creature Commandos. But when it comes to any kind of what's the word, like a large cast, James Gunn tends to do well with those kinds of movies. I've not seen him. It's the single person movies that I've not always enjoyed as much. But when you get a large ensemble cast, I've not seen him fail. I've been much more impressed with his ensemble cast scenarios. I don't know. What do you guys think, Chet?
Nobody cared about a raccoon in a tree, but here we are.
Well, here it not a single one of those people anybody cared about. Let's be totally
It's hard to
honest. I
strike
think
magic twice, though. I'm not gonna lie. Look at the Suicide Squad. Like he tried the same thing, and the closest thing to that was the shark.
oh no,
But
I don't. But
it's
at the same time, too,
still,
it had to fit in that stupid universe. He
but
got
it's
stuck
like,
with that.
I don't know.
I think
Marvel's
he'd do
different.
better with people
Marvel's
he can
different, dude.
pick from top to bottom. I think if he can pick from top to bottom, I think he'll do better. I'm not saying
Plus,
he's
also
going
give
to
credit
make.
to the people that were acting at that time. That was a part of the original MCU. So the Guardians had like they were piggybacking off of the greatest thing to piggyback off of.
The
It
Avengers.
was exactly. It was hard not to like it when you knew that even if this didn't work out, that's still in the background, dude. Like James Gunn's only ever had a crutch. It
Well, I mean, at
looks
the same
like.
just think though at the time that but you remember we were there. We were there during that Marvel the first
It
phase
came out like
and
what
Avengers
after
was
Age of
coming
Ultron or some crap, you
and
know?
everybody was just like Guardians of the Galaxy. This is going to be the worst. This is going to
Yeah,
be
no,
the
nobody
worst
cared,
thing
and
Marvel
that's
could do.
because of the Avengers. But like that's why Guardians had zero expectations of being good.
And it is now the
Whereas
most
right
solid
now,
trilogy.
Gunn's like, we're all like, you better not fuck this up.
It's
This is
well,
it. This is it, buddy. No, no,
well, Warner
dude,
Brothers
if
will
this
sell
is
DC
bad,
if he
watch. If
fails.
this is bad for him, that's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it
See
won't
you
be
later.
bad for him. He would get to go back to Marvel wherever he wants to go,
Yeah,
wherever he
right.
does. Oh,
Yeah,
dude, they would
right.
take him back in a heartbeat.
You think
But
so?
if he screws up, what's going to happen is Warner Brothers sells DC. DC will just be like, no, we're sorry. Like Warner Brothers will be like, you shouldn't have come in with it. Warner Brothers is going to do the same thing Sony's doing right now. We're not making any more fucking movies, and we're going to
you
sell the
you
property.
want to hear my curveball pitch? Yours was Henry Cavill. You want to hear mine?
What's that?
Sony buys DC.
Oh, Sony buys DC.
Yes.
But Sony wants to
And
get out of
and
the
it's
movies.
everyone says they want something, and then we see them do the complete opposite.
Sony's the only one that could go toe to toe with Disney.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the
And then imagine
only
if you have Spider-Man over there with Superman and Batman and
yeah,
oh, man.
but they still have to
Oh,
have Marvel's
man.
permission to make things that would ever cross over. They couldn't do that.
No, you
But
don't. They own that character. They don't need that permission, especially if he's
when it comes
cameoing.
to in-universe stuff, they can't do that kind of stuff. They can't not with
If
DC. They
they
still have
own
to
the
have
rights to Superman, you're telling me they can't put Spider-Man and Superman in the same movie?
no, not without Marvel's permission. Not without Marvel's greater permission. No, they can't. They
Well, they might
own
have to do they might have to do some blackmail saying, "Give us the
they own the
permission, and we'll
ability
give
to
you the
make
character to
money off
use," you
of it.
know?
Because otherwise, they just put Spider-Man on, Spider-Man would be in Doctor Who. Spider-Man would be in right. All of a sudden, they could just throw him anywhere in any universe they want to. They can't. They still have to get Marvel's permission. Marvel still works in conjunction with them. They have the rights to make the movies, but they don't have the rights to do anything with the character.
So when
Period.
they sold the character, they didn't sell the
They
entirety of the
sold
character.
the movie
Right,
rights,
got it.
just the movie rights. So yeah, they couldn't just put that portion of it in there. But yeah, an amalgamation universe. And that's more probably likely with James Gunn being over there because of his relationship with Marvel.
It'll
I think
never
the
happen.
amalgam universe would be a lot more likely than it would to be because Sony just happened to buy two different sides of the same coin.
Well, you know what? If Disney keeps bombing, like, I'll tell you what, if Secret Wars bombs, like, we're talking Thor: Love and Thunder type yeah, like, numbers, okay? We're talking, like, if it doesn't do better than Wolverine: Deadpool, yeah, I think they might be in a position just like the '90s, which is why they did the amalgam, to help each other out. You might be right.
Yeah.
If it goes well, Fantastic Four is well received, etcetera, no way in hell. No way in
No.
hell they're gonna help out that company in DC.
No, no, they want it to fail because it would be the
Yeah.
potential for them to
And that
buy
and that's
back.
exact they both have even said that. That's why in the '90s, I keep telling people I already have mine, so I don't mind saying it, but everybody should be collecting those because they're potentially never gonna do that again in comic books. Like, you will
I
literally
mean,
the only way that that's gonna happen again is if they are both in a financial shit show at the same time, and you
yeah,
can get
comic
them
books
both to
is kind
suck
of like
in their
dying in the mix.
pride and allow their most famous characters to beat each other up,
Yeah.
and make it look like neither one really lost, you get it?
No,
Okay,
they'd
like,
have to have bad
come
guys
on,
to fight
bro.
it eventually. They'd have to have the bad guys to fight from each universe eventually to kind of basically
Right,
cartoon
like,
it.
okay, yeah, Superman and Hulk are gonna fight, guess what? Neither one's gonna win, my friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Get out of here.
I feel like at this point, though, the best option for Sony is still to sell Spider-Man because they're just not making money with it anymore, and because of the deal they have with Marvel with the licensing side of the
Would you,
scenario.
though?
Dude, they're
Would
getting out of
you?
movies.
I
They don't
know,
they
but
don't
would
need
you
movies.
sell the one thing that's, like, keeping Disney and Marvel at, like, in your back pocket? I don't know if I would give that up, bro.
I think you should think about the fact though too. What they would probably do in the deal is they would get exclusive rights to every single Marvel video game on God's green earth is only going to be on the Sony PlayStation.
I mean, yeah, they'd
We're
have to
going
come
to
out with
see,
some serious
but those are the kinds of things that
provisions in that,
Sony
yeah.
cares more about, right? Sony knows that the future of
Now that would be
entertainment is
smart.
not movies. It's not movies. Movies is not the future of entertainment. It's video games, right? So Sony's breaking new ground in that all the time. What's happening with Disney? They're just leasing out their characters to the people that want to make the stuff, that do the stuff. So to me, in my mind, it's yeah, the wrong people in charge of the property. Yeah, to me, in my mind, I think that they're going to be more likely to sell it and not keep it because Sony's playing the long game. They're not playing the short game. They know that they would make more money with all the Marvel characters in a video game platform because Disney's got no desire to create. They don't have they're not cash flush enough to go and do that right now. Hell, even Microsoft stepping out of the actual console side of the game and looking to put Halo on the
That's overdue.
freaking Switch, right? So, I mean, it looks like
Halo
Sony
on
and
the
Nintendo are still it,
Switch.
right?
Honestly, I think Nintendo's another example like Disney. You can never really count them out.
Well,
They've
they've got
had
like
lows.
an agreement
Like
with
they have lows,
Universal.
but when they come back, it's like industry changing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're setting a new stand like Disney. Like whenever they're down, yeah, but when they come back, it's like, dude,
Disney has a much more
didn't see that
similar
coming.
like relationship.
Right.
Like
Like you
you
didn't
see
see
that
that
with
coming. And
Nintendo.
they have, I would say, similar of a loyal fan base. Disney and Nintendo.
Well, I mean, imagine Mario and Mickey
That's
Mouse
like
teaming up for a movie. It's kind of that would work. That
Eminem,
would,
yeah.
yes,
That's the
yes,
Eminem we need.
yes. Didn't Sony end the Spider? Yes, it did. It totally ended the entire Sonyverse. They announced
Speaking
it
of Nintendo, they're about to
after the
kill it when
show.
they come out with that Smash Brothers movie. You all know what's happening.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
It's
Smash
gonna
Brothers universe
happen.
is in progress, and that's
Man,
a
when
part
that
of
happens.
Universal. That's a part of Universal, right? So I mean, that's why there's the man. I wish I lived near LA because for that for the Universal Studios out in California because man, they've got some pretty dope shit
We
going
have
on
to
right
go there.
now
I know.
with the Universal Nights. Did you see that?
We want to go to Disney, dude. Avengers Campus Disneyland looks freaking lit.
No, 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 no. So from 7 p.m. until 2 a.m. now, the park is closing for people specifically at Universal Studios to have like a Star Trek experience on the bridge of the Enterprise,
Yeah, I saw
Jujutsu
that.
Kaisen, what is it? Mario. Mario's got a you'll see
Mario's there.
Yoshi for
Yeah.
the first time is ever going to be on campus. They've got what was it we were just talking about? A Harry Potter After Dark scenario. So like the Death Eaters are all out and stuff. And yeah, Mario. God, who was the other one though that was there? That was just like, oh, that's gonna be freaking sweet.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, no, it doesn't think. I think they're
Dungeons
gonna
and
do.
Dragons.
I think Into the West. I think they're copying the Marvel playbook here with the
Oh,
Avengers.
they've announced they've said that. That's why
Yeah,
Zelda's already in
everyone's getting
casting.
their own movies, but everyone's gonna be cameoing here and there. I'm telling you, they're gonna break the internet once Pikachu gets involved.
Oh Jesus Christ! If you could get a
I'm,
Pokemon in there with it
no,
too. Yeah,
he's owned by Nintendo, and he's a part of the original Smash Brothers team.
yeah, yeah. It would be
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
And
dude, once you get
Samus.
Kirby, Samus, Star Fox,
Yeah,
Donkey Kong, Mario,
Zelda.
Peach,
Yeah.
once you get that lineup, bro, like,
That'll be the
damn.
next that'll be the next Avengers-esque
That's the
kind of
next
like
Avengers
team up.
animation, 100%.
Yeah, and it has to stay to me though, it has to stay animated. I don't wanna see it in live action. I wanna see it animated.
No,
I don't
no,
wanna
no.
see live
No,
action.
no, no, no. They better not go like Detective Pikachu route. Like, get out of here.
No, Detective Pikachu was fun. It was fun, but
It was
that's
okay.
not the
I
way
don't
I
like
wanna
Ryan
experience
Reynolds as
it.
Pikachu, but okay.
Yeah, it's not the way I want to experience it. I don't wanna experience it
No,
like that, right? That's my thing. I just don't wanna experience
no. I
Super
want to hear
Smash
that dude
Brothers.
say two things, okay? And that's Pika and Chew. Like, get out of here. Yeah, I don't want to
Pikachu.
hear anything else. Stop. He doesn't talk.
Yeah, that was freaking sick. That was freaking sick. But no, I would be here for the Super Smash Brothers universe at every
Well,
single
just
point.
because some of those characters, like, think about it, bro. They'd be hitting on every check mark box, like nostalgia, everything. I haven't seen Star Fox in a long time,
You know,
and I like Star Fox. I love that game.
yeah, yeah.
It's the best game on 64. Everybody knows that game. That was like the game you went into
Do a barrel
Blockbuster
roll.
just to play.
Yeah,
There
do a
was
barrel
very few
roll.
games you went into a game store to play,
Yeah. No,
That
I
was
had the
one of them.
Nintendo 64. That was my
Yeah.
that was my jam. I had a 64. I remember buying that my GameCube. My Nintendo's I was very loyal to Nintendo. I've always been loyal to Nintendo. I've always
Yeah,
stuck there.
same.
This is my first PlayStation I've ever
Even
had.
when I'm
So,
not at home, bro, I had a Game Boy, everything. I was always
yep.
Nintendo.
Yep. Yep. I was always there. So for me, this is yeah, Blockbuster, going to Blockbuster every single time. Yeah. That's where
This
you go.
guy's like Blockbuster. Come on, bro. You're older than me. Don't even
You
say
gotta
that
go
with a
there,
question
Chad.
mark.
Don't even try that shit with us.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Right. No, I 100% remember Star Fox. Guy with the Nintendo 64 F-Zero was also one of my jams. I loved F-Zero.
Oh, on the Super
Um,
Nintendo? Yeah, that was a good
oh,
game.
that was Super Nintendo. Yeah, I'm thinking sorry, Nintendo 64.
No, that was a
I
good
mixed
game.
them
Yeah.
up. Rainbow Road on Nintendo 64 was freaking horrible in Mario Kart.
Once
Hated
Sega
that
came out,
shit.
though, that was a wrap.
Sega was cool. I still never had a Sega. I never did.
Sega, I like Sega.
Oh, I liked it. I
But
liked
then
going to play at my friend's
once
house.
PlayStation came out though, oof.
Yes, that's when things got tough.
Man, dude, there was some sweet games on PlayStation 1.
And it hurt my heart not to get one because there's mostly that's where all the Star Wars games were going. I couldn't. Oh yeah, GoldenEye, GoldenEye, 100% GoldenEye.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
100% going now, yeah.
yeah, GoldenEye all fucking day. GoldenEye was the honestly, yeah, got GoldenEye was where the first person shooter really. I mean, yes, there's Doom. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that these other movies, these other games don't exist, but GoldenEye is what made it a standard in homes for everybody to actually. GoldenEye touched all. GoldenEye touched all 100%.
Yeah, GoldenEye and Halo.
Oh yeah, Halo is definitely something that changed the way that video games could tell stories, in my opinion. Right? That was to me the first time where the story
Feel
was
like you gave a crap about the main character.
well, yeah, you did because the story was so fucking good.
Yeah, it is still one of the best stories.
You
Master Chief? Yeah.
cared because the story mattered, right? It like there was lore, there was like you were waiting for the next one to come out because it was like there was something special about Halo, but it was the writing that did it. Obviously, the
I'm not
gameplay,
gonna lie,
the
Call of
mechanics,
Duty had that for a little
100%.
bit, but then
It did for a little, but it kind of lost its way.
after like 4 or 5, they just started going here, there, tech, zombies, and everything else under their moon and radar. So yeah.
Well, that's also because they own those rights completely and exclusively, and those are video games. Again, Polis, that's they're understanding that video games are still that future, and if they begin to expand more with those movies and those universes, they're going to be able to create more with their VR sides of things, where people are going to want to step into those movies, step into those games, interweave the two, being able to bring much more into that. Horizon Zero Dawn
Say no
and
to VR.
Hell and
Say
Helldiver.
no to
Oh,
VR.
yeah, I know, but still, the future
Bro!
of games are still in those directions. Whether or not the technology's ready for people or not, it
Bro,
may be decades away.
I am ready for not you see, you're talking about Ready Player One. I'm
Yeah.
talking about
I'm just talking about at
gamer
home, just
type
enjoying.
level. No, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, when are they gonna have like the 4 sensors in all corners, all the walls in your rooms, and the floor and the ceiling is the game. No matter where you walk, you're just this. You ever seen the movie Gamer, right? It
Yeah.
is literally the standard of what the future gaming needs to be. You literally walk into like you have a room in your house dedicated. It's just a blank white room, bro. It's like the perfect setup. And there's
Yeah.
just 4 sensors in each corner.
Yep.
Boom, you're in it. That's it.
No, it would be sweet. I don't refute.
Everything's projectionized around you. Like,
I do not refute whatsoever. I think that that would be
yeah, I
absolutely
want
epic.
that before I'm old, man. Give me that.
That would be the epitome of where these things go. But that's I
Well,
mean,
it
that's the
just
reason what video games were made to be. Video games were made to be movies you could
well, and
participate in.
remember, everyone. It's this is why it would change everything because most of the gamers that did that game were relatively in pretty good shape because you are moving and actually doing like those movements, right? Um,
Did you see any of the secret levels
no,
on Amazon? Oh, fantastic series. Some were better than others.
no.
I'd give it overall an 8 out of 10 because some were low, some were high. But
What is it?
the high ones were really high. So basically, it's like honestly, one of the worst things was Pac-Man and that girl that was the racer. I didn't really get that. But it's kind of like shorts. Remember like the Star Wars shorts I got you to watch? Remember with
Yeah, yeah.
they're like 2, 3, 5 minute shorts. This is on different video games. You had like Warhammer, Cyberpunk, all these different,
Oh, that's cool.
kinds, Pac-Man, things that nature.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was I wish all of them were Warhammer, bro, all day, all day. It would have been freaking epic if they were all Warhammer. Theo, you should check them out because they're really super
Okay.
short to watch. But they're over on Amazon. They're going to be definitely doing another season of it. It was really, really great. Yeah, Armor Core with Keanu Reeves, that was fantastic. The battle bot kind of thing. I can't remember what game that's from. But it was all around. It was all around. I would say an easy averaging out all the episodes. It was probably one of the best compilation kinds of series to come out in ages, because normally
Oh,
you
nice.
get one or two. Like with even the Star Wars thing, I think only the best one was the first one, and I've never really enjoyed any of them the same way since, right?
Well,
This
well,
thing
after the first one, you can't outdo that.
this thing was banger, 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 meh, banger, banger, meh, banger, banger, 8 out of 10. Like it was
Right.
really, it was a great series. I am 100% there on it. Awesome Sauce Radio. Happy Sunday. Good to see you. Good to see you. But no, I would highly recommend the secret level. Yeah, and it's very easy for you to be able to sneak one in uh whenever you get the chance. 100%. But watch it on a screen, not like a small phone. It deserves the respect of getting all of the real estate you can put your eyeballs on for a minute, because it's very well detailed. It's all computer animation. It's really great stuff. So
Okay. I
give it
will
the
check it.
opportunity. Give it the opportunity. It's a lot more easy to digest than the Creature Commandos right now. You could pretty much watch most of Secret Level within an hour. Yeah, you could have most of that digested pretty fast. But I don't know. I don't know. I also saw some interesting news, which I think is good. And this is more of the toy realm. And I know this is a little bit more me, but I know you enjoy it too. And I know your son sure as hell does. And all your kids really, but Lego. So I know that there's the whole Mattel has opened a brick shop. Mattel is getting into creating their own Lego brand and using the Mattel brand kinds of characters in their Lego sets that they're beginning to make. They promise to have more bricks per capita than Lego, and they will also be selling it for less. So I'm hopeful that it could be a good secondary actual competitor to Lego, because it might help with the price point that we're all experiencing in Lego, which is like super freaking high. I don't know. Have you heard anything about that? I didn't know. I didn't figure you had, because I know that's more my thing.
No, but I like Mattel. Um, but I think Lego is Lego.
Oh, I mean, this is
It's
not as
hard
bad.
to
It's not as bad as Whatnot versus
I
eBay. Don't
mean
get me wrong, but it's tough.
no, but I mean if you think about it, like brand is everything, you know? And I mean if you showed those buildable bricks to somebody who doesn't know like really anything, they're gonna call it a Lego.
Mhm.
Just it's like how we call, Band-Aids, Band-Aids, like, it's like somebody actually made a brand name Band-Aid,
But doesn't Mattel actually own Transformers? Mattel owns GI Joe.
I
Mattel
don't know if they still
owns
own it though, do they?
No, they do. As far as I'm aware. No, it's Hasbro. Hasbro does, not Mattel.
O Okay, there you go. If
Well,
Hasbro's making
Mattel's Mattel's
Legos, ooh.
Mattel's Barbie, right? What are the Mattel? What are the?
Yeah, probably Barbie and Buzz Lightyear.
I'm looking.
No.
I'm looking it up right now. So Barbie, Hot Wheels, Fisher Price, American Girl, Uno, and I'm just looking at things that matter something to me. Apples. Most of these are game Barney,
I mean, it's like
Groups.
Kleenex. It's not called Kleenex. It's called a tissue.
Yes,
I
yes.
just it's like Legos. They're not called Legos. They're called Build a Bricks. But no,
You're
they're
not.
Legos,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know. I don't know, but I would like to see
It's
something
that's a
happen
tough
with
one,
them.
bro.
I'd like to see something. Dude, I love Lego, but
Or
I would
even
just like
Band-Aid. I mean,
Masters of
yeah,
the Universe.
not all Band-Aids are called Band-Aids. Aren't they called
Yeah,
like adhesive something, right?
adhesive strips.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not called Band-Aids.
yeah. And I'll be honest, I buy adhesive strips from my grocery store. I don't buy Band-Aids. They're just
You
too.
know?
They're
Or
because they've
like
got too much
Q-tips,
ink
right?
on
Like
the expensive.
that's not what they're called.
Man, they've got all
That's
kinds of
another one,
contracts.
Q-tips.
WWE contracts. Damn.
Mattel?
Yeah, Mattel had, because they make all the figures,
Oh, okay, okay.
right? Yeah, yeah. Huh. Interesting. I do not know, my friend, but
Or even how
I
about
am
I got one for comics. How about Geminis? They're not called Geminis.
what are they called?
They're called comic book mailers. Gemini is the name of the company.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just
No, I know.
branding.
Yeah, yeah.
right?
I feel like I just need, in my mind, a good competitor. I need a competitor. As a buyer, as
And
a
no, I agree with
collector.
you. Competition's great, but when it's in competition with a brand who people think is the original name of the product, it's tough, bro.
Oh, no, no, there's a reason why people aren't, like, buying Mega Bloks hand over fist, even though Blocks has the Pokemon brand, right? So Mega Bloks has the Pokemon contract. Mega Bloks has the
But I
Halo
could have told you that
contract.
was going to be a bad one, anyways. I mean, Pokemon's kind of like cards, or I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's just like
It's tough.
the
I mean,
Halo brand, that would have been cool, right? All the ships, all the different things you could have done, but at the end of the day, it's Mega Bloks. Nobody
right,
wanted to participate. The truth is, whatever it is, this has to be something that can catch a kid at a super young age. This isn't something that, to me as a collector, I'm going to give a shit about. This is going to be something that, as a 40-year-old man, this is going to be something as an adult with a kid, a brand new kid that says, "Oh my god, I love the whatever the hell it may be properties that Mattel's are able to get their hands on.
right,
I
right.
love that." That's where it's going to start. And if they get a foothold in there, I mean, it's just like anything. It's good for any kind of competition. So I'm interested to see where that could possibly ketchup sauce. Yeah, what's ketchup? I would. I'm interested to see what it would be because they're also talking about making like special add-ons to kits too, so that way every single kit you build, mm, every single one could be a little different, right? So it's not like every single bumblebee is the same with the exact same parts. Some of them will come with different parts, so you can kind of customize your own. So it can be a collector item too. I mean, imagine a Lego kit that has like 1 in 1,000 parts, right? All of a sudden, things get things get a little bit weirder too. Just imagine the money that can happen in Lego, that already happens in Lego, and you start to make things even more rare by saying, and any one of these packs you open, inside of there could be this weird character or these different kinds of parts that we've only made so many different parts of that will build a crown on Optimus's head or some shit like that. It'd be
Right.
fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
that'd be cool though. I could see a lot
But
of trading.
when it comes to being a collector,
I mean,
you know,
honestly, that's kind of what put like Pokemon on the map too, was the ability to trade because not every pack was the same, right? I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Remember as a kid, that was a big deal for me.
uh-huh. And not every Pikachu was the same either, because you had like shinies, you had all the different.
Peanut M&Ms are an amazing snack. Testify. That's if you like peanut butter.
That's peanut butter M&Ms. Peanut
Oh,
M&Ms are
it's
great,
like if you're like,
period.
well, okay, okay, never mind. I was gonna say peanut M&Ms. I'd agree with you on actually.
Yeah, peanut M&Ms are
The
are
peanut butter M&Ms, no way.
but peanut M&Ms are partially, I mean, healthy. It's a peanut. I mean, it's good for you, right? There's good oils in there. There's good things in a
I think
peanut.
almonds are probably a little bit better, but peanut, sure, yeah.
Probably, probably. But the almond ones are harder to find. Let's just be totally honest.
Those ones are good though, dude.
Is anybody watching the new season of Harley Quinn? No, I have not seen the new season of Harley Quinn. I've not watched the most recent one. I do enjoy the series. I like to wait for the series to get finished though before I start it. I'm one of
Awesome.
those
One
guys.
out of 10. What are you giving it? One's bad, ten's good. Go.
Yeah, give us awesome. Let us know what you're thinking of it. But yeah, I'm going to watch it. I've watched the other seasons. I've loved the whole thing. So I'm interested to see where it goes. Harley's a good guy now. But yeah, I
That
mean,
I don't like.
Harley being a good guy. I mean,
No,
I
why?
it's just fun. It's just fun
I
seeing her
get
having to bust
it,
on her
but
own.
no.
It's a cartoon, dude.
Rather her
So
be
she's
psycho.
more of an anti-hero now than like the Joker. But she's made that way in comics though too. So she's definitely much more of that hero side, getting trained by Batman and all the fun stuff now. She's the one character that's been bad that everybody loved so damn much. It's like Loki. It's like Loki in Marvel, right? You made a character, everybody loves them so much. Guess what? They're a fucking good guy now. It's just they're good. I'm sorry,
Even though, yeah, yeah,
they
even
weren't
though
they're
Avengers
good,
1, he killed like hundreds of people, whatever.
right? Well, I mean, technically, that was the variant, not the one that's actually to save the timelines. But yeah, I'm
Technically.
technically, schmecklically.
Technicality, sure.
But no,
Depends what movie you're talking.
I'm definitely interested in that. I'm also interested in recent news too. Sarah Michelle Gellar is very open to a reboot or a sequel to Buffy the Vampire Slayer and bringing the series back. Did
I
you
would
ever
be
watch
too if I
Buffy?
was her. Yeah,
Did
I
you
would
did
be
you
too if
enjoy
I
it?
was her. Nothing has been the same without her as Buffy, so sure, I'm with it.
I would love to because she would be because she's talking about being involved in the project directly, right?
I'll tell
Like,
you what, my favorite Buffy still is the first one that came out in the 90s. The one
oh, the
with Luke
movie?
Perry. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
forget
yeah, it
her
was
name, but that is my Buffy.
Christy Swanson. Christy
Yes.
Swanson is
There you
the
go. There you
yeah.
go.
I did love that movie with her
That
and
movie's great. That
Pee
movie's
Wee
great.
Herman. Pee Wee
Yeah,
Herman
that
is
movie is fantastic, bro. It's like a little bit scary if you're like a kid, but then once you rewatch it as an adult, it's like a you realize it's like a parody scare movie, you know?
mhm.
Um, but it's pretty good.
I and to me, what I enjoyed
I think it
about
holds
Buffy
up
the
pretty well
Vampire
today.
Slayer was like that little bit of horror I could have though during my weekday weeks, like, and honestly, that was the whole thing, that one of the only reasons that I watched the WBCW, whatever the hell it was back at that time, was just strictly to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That and Star Trek Voyager. Those were the only two reasons I watched
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I mean, talk about like one of the first female power characters like in television, especially nowadays where it was so kitsch for so long. I mean, Buffy was kicking ass before a lot of other female leads, and the lead of the show too were getting to do that. There was obviously always a counterpart, always a different male, but Buffy just kind of went through 'em like tissue paper. Whoever it was, she just didn't give a fuck. She just kept on going.
Savage.
So yeah, I think she was in Ferris Bueller first role, I think. Who, Christy Swanson? Not in Ferris Bueller.
You're thinking of somebody else, Tech.
Yeah. Christy Swanson was
Maybe.
or Phil's completely wrong. Phil's looking it up now, but I'm sure it's Christy
We got
Swanson.
him, guys. We got him. We got him looking on the internet.
Yeah, no, Christy Swanson's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was in The Phantom, Deadly Friend. She was I don't see she was in Mannequin 2. But no, I do not see
That's a good movie too.
Mannequin 2. Mannequin 1 was. I didn't know that there
No,
even was a Mannequin
Mannequin
2.
One. Mannequin One.
I was gonna say I never saw even Mannequin. Oh, you know what? Christy Swanson was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What did she play? What did she
Oh, got
play?
him, Tech.
We were both right. I just didn't know she was in that first. What's what did she play in there though? Simone. No, that's not Christy Swanson. Hold on. I gotta give me a minute here. I gotta go through this now.
Wait, what's happening?
What is
Are we learning something new about Christy Swanson right now?
Sloane Peterson. Simone Adamley. I don't remember. I don't see a picture of her though from the movie. I don't know. I don't see who she was in it, Tech. You're gonna have to get me something, but it shows her name in there. So I don't
That's pretty
know.
cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna look for it.
Man, you got this man on a wild goose chase,
I
Tech.
know. I gotta see this now. I'm getting no results. Okay. Well, I'll look for it later. It is what it is.
it's
But
gonna
yeah,
it's gonna write a paper.
she was a soundbite. Oh, she was a soundbite talking about Ferris. Okay. Yeah, she's just a regular girl in the class. That's the reason why it didn't show up. Yeah, she was in the class that tells the story of why Ferris was sick. Okay. So it's mostly just her talking and she just happens to be there in the class. Like it's not like a big that's why I was just like, I was thinking of Sloane and everything else. I'm like, what the fuck was she at in there? Like I didn't see her in anything. It's really three people, period,
I
plus
was
the
thinking like was she
principal.
the waitress at the pizza place or something? Like
But then it makes sense. It's one of the dozens and dozens of students in the classroom. But I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. But I haven't seen a lot from Christy Swanson since then. But yes, I think of that was a good movie, but when I think of who Buffy the Vampire Slayer is, I do think of
Oh,
Sarah Michelle.
it's Sarah Michelle Gellar,
Yeah.
100%.
She took the role on and owned it, and honestly, even when she was in the Scooby-Doo movies, you could see the the Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of thing come in because she was always kicking somebody's ass in a very
Right.
acrobatic bow staff, throwing things away. It's just like, man, it's a good thing she spent all those years as Buffy because I don't know if anybody else could have been this Daphne in a in a James Gunn Scooby-Doo universe. So yeah, it was that's hilarious.
I still think Cruel Intentions is her best movie.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sorry, guys.
I
If you
remember
haven't watched that movie, probably the best Sarah Michelle Gellar movie ever.
it's cool that she met though her husband like Freddie though there
Right.
on I Know What You Did Last Summer, and they were just friends at the time, and then they basically just went out one evening to hang out, and all of a sudden like other people flaked on them, and they were just like, you know what, this is kind of cool. And they're still like one of the longer running couples in Hollywood now, especially for us out of the 90s, people
Well,
like
it's like,
that were our
don't live
age.
by quotes. People say don't eat where you poop, right? Hey, sometimes you can. Sometimes there's enough Febreze there that you can.
Or at least enough to take a good risk. There's enough there to take a good risk, and I think both of them kinda considered each other a good risk because 'cause they'd known each other as friends for a while, supposedly. But yeah, I think do you think Sarah Michelle Gellar would make a good White Queen in the X-Men? No, I don't. I think Sarah Michelle Gellar oh, Sarah Michelle
No,
Gellar? Maybe I'm
you
thinking of
know
a
who
different
would be a
person.
good white queen?
Oh, in my
I think they already casted her as what's her name? I was gonna
is
say
Black
it was
Cat.
no, who did they cast as the Doctor Strange, the Dormammu's daughter? What's her name?
Oh, you Charlize Theron?
Yeah, she'd have been a great white queen. She'd have been a great white queen, actually.
I
Just
think,
saying. Because for me, white queen's always been like kind of like an older type woman, not necessarily on the younger side.
yeah, yeah.
But I guess if you're starting new, you could always go younger.
If
I
you're
don't know.
starting new, you go Sydney Sweeney. I'm sorry. If you're starting new, you go Sydney Sweeney. I'm
You
sorry,
just
it's White
went there.
Queen. Dude, it's White
Really?
Queen. If we're going brand new,
She'd be like a better Dazzler or something, honestly.
Dazzler.
I don't know if I could give her a main role like that. Such a dark, deep role.
No,
I need someone with acting experience, bro.
dude, Sydney Sweeney's done a lot of freaking movies. All right, chat, back me up. Would Sydney Sweeney be a good White Queen?
And
Give me,
maybe
give me,
she
give me,
would.
give me
I
a
don't
up or
know.
down. Give me an up or down. Give me a three
But
thumbs up.
then
No.
again,
Give me
what
no.
the fuck do we know? Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards, okay? Gosh.
Oh, I didn't want Pedro as Reed Richards. I'm just being okay
No,
with it.
no,
I
not at
have to be
all.
okay
That's
with
why I'm like, no
it.
matter who we pick, they're
I
gonna
have
pick
to be
somebody
okay with it.
completely opposite.
All right, text with me. Comic book fanboys with me. All right, I'm getting some backup here. I'm getting some backup. I think she'd
Well,
be
they
I
just
think
feel bad.
I feel like she would be also a fantastic Black Cat, which she is supposedly cast as, but now that the Sonyverse has been made moot, that's not going to happen. I just want White Queen to have a fat ass. Into the West. You're fired. You're so fired. Oh man. Oh God.
It
That
seems
would
like
be
more of a Captain Marvel thing, but they screwed that one up.
dude. You and I have seen the pictures of Brie Larson hosting the Saturday, hosting the Tonight Show. You and I totally know why she was chosen to be Captain Marvel. That was I don't blame.
Maybe for the temperature up north, but there ain't too much floating past the equator down south, my friend. Stop it.
Yeah, but
Stop it.
I'm not worried about the front or the
Stop it.
backyard.
I'm just saying,
It's
Captain
still
Marvel's always been like one of those like just it's like Power Girl, in my opinion. It's got everything.
Power Girl. Ah,
Captain
I
Marvel's
mean, we
always been kind of Jack, dude.
yeah, but Jack doesn't necessarily mean a big butt when it comes to the
On some of the
backyard
modern
comic
issues
book.
I've seen, she definitely has a.
I mean,
Pretty
it's
good
not she's
boo-boo,
not
you know what I'm saying?
Squirrel Girl, okay? I'm not saying
Well,
that,
nobody's like
but
Squirrel Girl. Stop it.
Sydney Sweeney as Power Girl would definitely work.
Okay, now you got me. See? Now you
Now
got
you
me. I'm
got me.
done. I'm
Done.
done. There you
End of
go. That's
story.
it.
There
I'm
you
just
go.
saying, White Queen, like, I need a pinch older. I need a little bit more like deep maturity coming from that character, you know? I
I
don't know.
I
It's just
I don't know if
always
I
been like a
need
boss
White Queen,
bitch, you
though,
know?
for a while in the X-Men
No, I
universe.
don't. I don't at all. It doesn't even need to be somebody major.
I mean,
Honestly, it
back in the
shouldn't be.
day, it
It's a
was
waste of
January
money.
Jones, and that was the closest that we got, but at the same time, too, for a live action White Queen, that was as close as you needed to at the time. January Jones, honestly, that's an interesting conundrum, though. Is Sydney Sweeney just the new January Jones? You know? Do you know who I'm talking about?
January Jones? No.
Yeah. So she used to be on the Mad Men television show, and she was in X-Men First Class. She was White Queen. She was
Okay.
always
Yeah.
in
Okay.
That's January Jones. I'm just wondering if she's just that really kind of super popular television show, Euphoria, Mad Men. Now, granted, Sydney's definitely made more movies than January did, but I'm just wondering if she's, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
think
Let
she
me
did a
know.
great job in that role, actually.
Yeah. They'll just Sydney Sweeney's front aren't big enough to be Power Girls. Um, we might need to look in a different industry for the right person for Power Girl, to be totally honest. You might need to look through the Thirst Trap FYP page of Instagram to find the right Power Girl. Let's be totally honest. That might be looking at a different industry when it
Did
comes
they
to
cast Wonder
acting.
Woman yet or no?
No, they haven't cast anybody that's not in the Superman film right now. Not that we know of.
Who would you
I
cast as
mean,
Wonder Woman?
he's not. Oh, who should be?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'll tell you who I think.
like I don't know. I guess it really depends on the age of.
No, it doesn't.
I don't
No, it
I
doesn't.
don't want a person in their 30s. You know.
Well, I don't want somebody in their
Um,
50s.
hmm. I mean, I still am a big fan of Alexandra Daddario, but she's getting a little bit too much to play in that role. Um, but I don't know.
I still like Megan Fox.
Oh, for no. Oh,
Horrible, horrible at acting, but I'll tell you what, she almost looks exactly like her, dude.
you know what? You know who would be better?
Hmm.
Anna Darmus.
Okay. See, is it so much to ask for some muscles on Wonder Woman, though? That's been my biggest
Oh,
complaint.
well,
Like, can we get a jacked Wonder Woman for once in our life?
no, you're
Have
not
you
wrong.
seen this woman in the comics?
We're gonna need to
Like,
see.
bro, where's the frickin' six pack at least? At least a six pack, dude. Just
Awesome
saying.
Sauce Radio, just Google her.
This is like a god over here, you know?
Yeah, I do think yes, if you want to get somebody bigger than that, we need to probably start to look more to the WWE talent base of women.
UFC, whatever it takes, man.
Yeah,
Whatever
I don't
it
know if there's
takes.
anybody in the UFC that would really come off as Wonder Woman, but at the same
Damn,
time
Phil,
too,
tell us how you really feel.
um, the ones in the UFC tend to get the shit beaten out of them enough that it's kind of hard to come in as Wonder. Not saying it's impossible, just saying it's a little bit harder than what some of the people in the WWE
We,
have to go through.
we might have to look into a different industry, like you said earlier.
Yeah, yeah. Rhea Ripley as hmm,
Who's that?
I'm looking it up now.
What's up, Mike? How's it already been an hour?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
No, oh yeah, she's a Australian professional wrestler in WWE.
okay, there you go.
Um, let me, I'll share my screen with you for you. Let me know, Theo, if you think this is the right person. Hold on a second. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Present. Share my screen. Ripley And we will go ahead and add it. Yeah, can you see it or not?
I can't see anything.
Oh, okay, so let me change the screen. Boo, 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 boo. That's right, Ripley. I
Nice.
don't know.
No, no
I don't know
thanks.
if I can see his. I don't know if I can see his Wonder Woman.
Yeah, nice. No thanks though.
Yeah, I think for me it's more. I'm still more Anna de Armas in my opinion, but that's just me. I can't say for sure, but that would be where I'm at. How about an actress that played Betty in Riverdale? Um, yeah, I know who you're talking about. She's definitely having a moment, but I don't think I think her moment's a little bit more past. She's definitely a bit more CW in my opinion. Um, of course, that's because she's Riverdale, so that might be.
When are they gonna get our boy Grant? Just cast him as the Flash already.
But Anna de Armas is probably one of the hottest tickets in Hollywood right now, 100%. Everybody wants to cast her in something. Right now, she's the new lead in the John Wick film. So, John Wick spinoff universe. So we'll see where that goes. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, that's basically what I had for myself in news. What do you
Yeah.
got going on this week, Theo? Anything going on?
Uh, well, I mean, I got this going on tonight.
Wrapping packages? Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
what
I
the fuck
got,
have you been doing this whole time, dude?
you know, chilling. But yeah, I got a bunch of packages to wrap. I did pick up a collection. It's like, 5 boxes, but it's all magazines and treasuries.
Yeah,
So that's gonna be cool. I might go live on Instagram and show that off.
cool.
Um,
Do it.
but yeah, got another sale coming up this week. I'm selling on eBay Live all week. I think I have an IG sale coming up in about 2 weeks. We got an on-site happening at the end of February, and it's about to be complete and utter chaos. So yeah, looking good.
Nice,
Oh,
dude.
actually, you'll like this one. Maybe we'll go on. Maybe it'll come in before next week. If it does, maybe I'll save it for YouTube. No promises, but I am getting a Simpsons Futurama collection. Half of it raw, the other half slabbed. The half that's slabbed is all graded, signed, and remarked. Some by Bill Morrison, some by Matt Groening, some by both.
The whole run?
Partial to complete.
Damn. That's
Mm.
sweet, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Gonna be cool.
Any of those fans, speak now or forever hold your peace. Send the man a DM because
Oh
you
no,
never know.
hold your peace. You gotta wait.
Hold your peace. Hold your fucking
Yep.
peace.
Hold your peace. You gotta wait. By the way, guys, I have been selling collections as I've been getting them in my stories.
Mhm.
I'm about to start pulling back and getting ready for a big live sale. So for anybody that's been there and saw that, I appreciate it. Otherwise, if you haven't, I'm creating FOMO. So yeah,
If you haven't,
take a
please
look.
tune in. Please tune in. Please stop by. We would appreciate it.
It's great. A
But yeah,
lot of stuff selling on the back end. It's perfect.
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really going to be doing anything but going to the doctor on Wednesday to see if hopefully, and this is that thing that I've been using for lighting my wall in weird ways.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully it's going to get the all clear to start walking again. So I'm looking forward to getting back on my feet. That is the main goal for the week for Phil. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But at any rate, man,
Yeah.
it's always been a great week. We just kind of do this for an hour, just kind of getting in, hanging out. Hopefully
Don't
this
worry,
next
we got
couple
some
weeks we'll
guests
have
coming
more
up in the
coming.
future. Okay. Phil's making some nice, pretty slides.
But at the same time, too,
But you guys know you don't like that
we
anyway.
will go live next week during the Super Bowl, just so you guys are aware. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
why
theme
not?
is
Yeah.
going to be, but yeah, we're definitely going to go live. Maybe we'll watch crappy Sonyverse movies. Super Bowl versus the Sonyverse. So which sucks more to watch right now, right? I think I've got Tony Theo. I'll get you my access to my Apple TV. We can put on Craven the Hunter,
You
and
know,
we
it'd
can
be
all sit
great is
through
if
that
they had
together.
like a Marvel versus DC like Super Bowl, like a one game animation style, just to see who would win. Dude, that would be great.
It would be cool. It would
It'd
be
be like
cool.
Captain America and Batman as the quarterbacks, you know?
It would be cool. The only thing I'm looking forward to in the Super Bowl is the Fantastic Four preview.
That
Supposedly,
is the literally the only thing that matters. Yeah.
to me it is. I don't care about seeing
To be quite honest, bro,
the new.
I'm nervous about Fantastic Four, dude.
I'm more nervous about
Just a
Captain
little bit.
America than I am about Fantastic
Oh no,
Four
Captain America's already done. That's it.
because
We have zero expectations. We all knew it was bad. Think about it.
Fantastic Four hasn't needed reshoots.
But Fantastic Four, though.
But it's in its own independent universe, completely away from Marvel
We
current
don't want
state.
that shit. Okay. We
No,
don't
I
want
know,
that.
but they're gonna come. But that's where the point is. The movie takes place there, and it comes into ours. So whatever is coming with Secret Wars starts there, right?
I mean, yeah,
So
that's
for me, in my
fine. But yeah,
mind,
that
that
they better
gives
come
me
out
the
the gate
hope that they
swinging.
can't screw it out. That gives me the hope that they really can't screw it up, right? Because it's almost like building a brand new standalone movie, and in some ways, it's basically building the new future state of Marvel. Like this is where how they're going to end things, and they didn't
It's a
just
good
sign these
stepping
dudes up
stone.
for 2 more movies. They didn't just sign them up
It's a
for the
good
last 2
stepping
movies.
stone. Yeah.
And we know, yeah, there's been, yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
Like, don't get me wrong, and I love the Fantastic Four,
I'm
but they're
I'm
not.
I'm
They're
not as
not going to
nervous
be what.
about that as any other properties coming out
No,
this
no,
year.
they're not. Well, they're not. I don't think they're going to be what makes or break Marvel for the future. It's the mutants.
Oh no, that's where it's got to
Those
start.
four characters can only hold so much attention. I'm sorry.
Well, and at the same time too, it has been it's so according to Daniel RPK, the money is there, and supposedly the announcement has just not been made yet. More than likely, it's something that might be coming at the coming cons this year. But the Russo brothers have been bought out by Marvel to oversee the mutant universe
Saga, the
of
mutant
Marvel, the
saga.
mutant saga. They're going to take the
That's what it's
entire,
called,
and
dude.
that's
That's
where
what
it's
I'm
going to start.
saying, bro.
Well, I
Like,
know, but and that would be great.
man,
That would be great. But that's still Theo. They still have to get through these secret wars and the entire
as they should. No,
next
don't get me
4
wrong.
years.
I still think they need to wait 10 years. I think they need to wait long enough so that literally movies like Days of Future Past, Dark Phoenix, all
Are
the
distant
X-Men
memory.
are a distant, cloudy memory.
Yeah, because those
Okay?
were some of the best movies that they've screwed
Cloudy.
up,
Yes. We've
especially
seen
Days.
like every storyline for the X-Men except for the Savage Land and the modern Hickman stuff, right? I mean,
Age
other
of
than that,
Apocalypse was the biggest screw up in my opinion.
but
But
no, we've seen Age of Apocalypse, we've seen Dark Phoenix, we've seen
Phoenix,
Future Past, we've seen the Hellfire Club, we've seen
how do you fuck
the
up Phoenix
origin
twice?
stories, we've seen almost every major X-Men story on film.
Why didn't Sony learn any lessons from Fox? Did Sony learn any lessons from Fox? You have to ask. I mean, I just yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so now it's like to be fresh with the X-Men, you either have to do Savage Lands or the House of X storyline, right?
oh woof.
That
Those are
that
hard
that is
places to
literally
start.
the only two things. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone's still in here, that they
No, you're
haven't
not.
shown us.
You're not
I
wrong.
can't think of anything else that's like, oh yeah, okay, maybe one thing. One thing.
I can't think of any.
That's Cosmic, Mojo, Starjammers, all that space stuff, right? If you get into course if you get into the Corsair Empire and like Liliandra and all that stuff, I mean, but
But we have
again,
to
that
have the
never
stick.
held anybody's attention for too long. Even when they did the animated series,
Yeah.
the space episodes was nice, but it was nice for one or two. You did not do a whole freaking season about that because we all knew that shit wasn't going to be that entertaining.
Even
I
in
love
X-Men 97,
Gladiator. Don't get me wrong, but still, like, no.
even in X-Men
No.
97, if I
The
had to go to
X-Men were
see
always meant to be a
Charles,
grounded, team. I don't know.
no, they're meant to be Earth. I want to see a blue team, gold
I don't
team.
know. Yeah.
I want to see the 90s X-Men, blue team,
I'm
gold
sure
team.
they'll get to space eventually. We have to go Dark Phoenix. It's gonna happen. Don't get me wrong.
But it could wait a
But
decade
it
or
could
two.
wait 10
They've done it
years.
twice bad, guys. That's the last thing. That's the last thing.
They can wait a little bit.
Krakoa's such modern X-Men that honestly, the modern X-Men is a universe within a universe of Marvel. I hope we don't go
And honestly,
modern X-Men.
most of the OG people that like X-Men aren't.
They don't even
too
we
in
haven't been able to keep up with
we're
that
not
effect
we're
yet.
not too in tune or even want to know about the new stuff.
It's hard to keep up with. There's very few people that can keep up with it. There are some awesome people that do. I'm not saying
I know a couple, and
no
they're
disrespect to
once a
those who
week they'll be
have.
like, "Hey, this one's pretty good. You should check this one out." You know, so
No, yeah, I have no disrespect to those that do. I'm just saying I'm not one of those that can. It just feels like a universe within a universe, right? Am I
yeah.
wrong? It's tough. It's tough. I mean, they basically did need to. Claremont, for all the awesomeness that he brought, man, he made some crazy shit with the mutants that just made them their own entire comic book
Well, after
universe.
you hear the quotes like after 300, it starts getting all over the place.
Yeah,
It's like really tough to follow along
yeah, yeah.
because
With all of
there's
the
different
titles.
parts of it that take place in different runs. You know, like X Force and X Factor. Like, if you're not up on top of all that, like, you know what the hell just happened?
Yeah, yeah.
Trust me, I've tried multiple times. I have omnibuses. It's tough to
Even going
stick
through the
along on
app
that path.
where you just have them all for $10 a month, it's still
Yeah, it's hard to
impossible.
keep your attention on it when like you don't care about what's happening because like your favorite characters aren't involved in it. Like, all right, where's Wolverine? Dude, I'm done with this 20 arc story. This 20 these 20 comic books they don't even talk about. I'm like, dude, stop it.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
I'm
care
hoping they
about
don't get there.
Colossus right now. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah. Are you currently no, he's not. Mutant Massacre with
The
Mr.
current stuff?
Sinister.
No way. No way. I'm constantly refreshing myself on the older stuff though.
What about Mutant Massacre with Mr. Sinister?
That would be good. But Mr. Sinister,
Mr.
I
Sinister would be
I
interesting. You
I
have to
don't
be
think
very
Mr.
careful with.
Sinister has ever maybe he could be. I don't think I consider him like a Thanos level type baddie.
He would
I mean,
be
he's like an Ultron. He's like an appetizer before the main course, you
yes,
know.
he's a character in one of the movies beforehand. He's one of the bad guys in the lead up
And I
towards.
think Mr. Sinister, you'd have to have him be in the shadows like he was with X-Men 97, right? It wasn't revealed till later. Like you knew it was him, but
And he was still like a pawn of Master Mold side of
yeah,
things.
they need to be battling somebody while he's in the background messing around, you know.
And
He
I
can't
think
be
they'll
like
wanna
the
stay far
main
enough
dude.
away from X-Men 97 that they wouldn't use him.
So,
I feel like they would wanna try and keep that show as sacred as it can be to not kinda screw with any of the characters that were necessarily right in there. I don't know. It's a damn good
yeah,
question, though. Man, we just
here's
made a
a hope.
complete side tangent there onto X. We were ready to stop like
Well,
15
because we
minutes
all,
ago.
everybody likes X-Men, and it's like
Well, we're hopeful
now that
for it.
they
It's what we're
finally
missing.
have it and we're waiting, now we're like, okay, if you're gonna come out with it, make it fucking good. We'll wait. We'll wait as long as you need us to wait, as long as it's freaking good, bro.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay?
I
I don't
agree.
even care if you tell me the
It
story I just watched.
it just can't be any kind of first class. I don't want Cyclops,
It
Beast,
just
Jean
needs to be
Grey,
good.
Angel. I don't want any of that. I don't want a Marvel
Honestly,
girl.
for morale, for comics,
It needs to
for
be 96.
everything, just everything involved in this industry and our hobbies, right? It needs to do well.
Yeah. It
It
needs the
really
gamut and rogue.
fucking does need to do well. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care about I love Batman, Superman, but the future of like I feel like
Oh, Marvel is
how well our hobby continues is going to be based on the future
movies.
of movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not about the comic books anymore because the comics are gonna stop getting printed sometime soon.
Well, the
Eventually they
movies
will.
are it's just, they're what bring people to the comics, you know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
used to be the other way around. The comics would bring people to the movies.
Yeah.
Now I feel like it's the other way around, yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll
Personally.
evolve between that and video games more and more. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
But
everybody.
anyways, always a
It's
pleasure.
been a it's been a great night. It's good seeing everybody. And as always, find us on Instagram. And till then, we'll see you guys again soon.
Hey, gents.
Tell your mama I said hi.
I was waiting for that.